Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, we resume from here.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, we were tired, famished, and not in the mood to drive for another 200 kilometers without food. Now, one thing I have realized on this world ride, three things are clearly written on your face, and you don't need any language to convey them. One, you want to go to the restroom. Second, you have lost your way. And third, you are hungry and you need food. ये सारे आपके चेहरे पे साफ दिखते हैं. Sophia understood this. Despite the cafe being very busy, she still found us a table to sit. And before we realized, 3 warm breads filled with chocolate and a jug full of cranberry juice was served to us. We weren't full, but were fulfilled. मतलब पेट नहीं भरा, पर भूख मिट गई. We were gratified and were now good to go. We went to the counter to pay. Sophia very politely declined, and she said, "Nobody can go hungry from my cafe." Now, I have narrated this incident numerous times, and even today, trust me, if I can show you, I get chills when I recount. There have been instances where people have logged on to our website, found our number, and sent a text saying, "Hi, you are in our town. Let me know if you need anything." Or people generally messaging, asking for our well-being. A small sampler is on the screen. People waiting at the car to meet us and talk to us. People hosting us and letting us stay over. Let's say we go to Sophia Applegren's house, an Ashoka fellow, a change maker. She helps migrants integrate into Swede society. We go to interview her and she says, "It's too late in the day. Why don't you guys stay back?" This drive has been an encounter with hope. And I can say without a doubt that hope is still alive and kicking in the world. Let me now address when and how did the world drive evolve. Now, chronologically, I do not know at what point of time I started. But in hindsight, I can tell you it was the right time. जो भी time था, सही time था. And it may seem like a eureka moment and will be more romantic and interesting to say so, but that is far from reality. It took a lot of time from conception to implementation. The idea is more evolutionary than revolutionary. Whenever you have an idea like that, you really don't pack your bags, turn on the ignition, and set your car rolling. I mean, it doesn't happen like that in a regular life. You give yourself time. You discuss with your family and friends. You take opinion of your confidants. You check your own abilities and weigh the possibilities. Slowly, you see an idea shaping up and coming to reality. I do believe that everything happens by deliberations, even if it may seem like an accident first. The thought of the world drive has a precedence. एक past है. It's been fairly explore all and experience all life thus far. For last decade or so, I have been a biker, a summiteer, marathoner, well, half marathoner, half of what Ashish, Sailesh, Anil, and Hemant Bhai do. Explorer, yoga practitioner, although not very proficient at that, and now a world traveler. Well, all this trivia may seem over the top, boastful, and self-aggrandizing. Sorry, but I'm only trying to set you a context. The drive is an extension of that past. This trip is about stretching one's limits and pushing the envelope further. Every new expedition is about setting your goals, testing your resilience, and then resetting new goals. Why did I do it? The simple answer is, well, because it can be done. And there is no reason why it shouldn't be done. The same reason why an author would write a book, a filmmaker produces a film, or a composer creates music. Or let's say, why do entrepreneurs like you do what you do? All of them do because they are passionate and convinced about their content and intent. The sentiment resonated by Gustavo Goriti, a fearless investigative journalist from Lima, who took on Fujimori government of Peru. Now that's like saying somebody taking on Modi government. Winner of several awards in journalism. I asked him, why was he doing what he was doing? And sometimes even when he was threatened for his life. And he nonchalantly replied, He was doing it because someone has to do it and because he can do it. Now, some of you may still ask, boss, why did he do it? Ye sab gyan mat de, give the real reason. The reason could be to tell my son, beta, don't argue. मैंने दुनिया देखी है, okay? मैंने रियल में दुनिया देखी है. या फिर शायद मेरे अब्बा बहुत इजीली मान गए. या maybe, just maybe, midlife crisis था. I mean, how do I put it? You know, the time jab mind needs stability, but body is asking for an affair. I think extramarital affair एक best alternate होता. And I tried seeking permission from my wife, honestly. But nahi, sawal hi nahi. She wouldn't permit. So on hindsight, though, pursuing that path of extramarital could have been more economically and biologically more viable than the world drive. For all the reasons, I think the best reason would be to say, I just did it. It's a personal endeavor. Taj Mahal is also a personal endeavor. Now, again, I may sound pompous and vainglorious here when I say that many of those justs have become history, monuments, inventions, and discoveries. This drive isn't my day job, not my sustenance. My sustenance is textiles. Neither am I saying that by traveling the world, I've become world wise. The purpose of this drive was not to clear a target or achieve a goal. I mean, goals are important, but it is still not the purpose. The purpose was to experience over outcome. Experience is invaluable and doesn't need any reason. अनुभव का कोई मोल नहीं, कोई वजह नहीं. After these standard questions of why, how, when, and what, let me now give you my narrative of the world. World is diverse, yet seamless. Each country has a different cultural, social, and regulatory norms. Bhutan, for example, is practically a non-smoking country. Bolivia has restrictions in selling fuel to a foreigner. Only designated gas stations can sell to foreigners and is 3 times more expensive. So you need to plan that you do not run out of fuel. Costa Rica did not permit me to drive the right-hand car I had. I will talk on this later in detail. I was asked to leave Costa Rica after driving about 100 kilometers inside Costa Rica. China insists on having its own number plates and license to drive in the car in their country. Drones are either regulated or banned in countries like Peru, China, and even in India. I'm a vegetarian. English is the only foreign language I know. Despite all this, people, language, food, and even borders haven't been any barrier. I must reiterate here, people across these countries were seamless in their behavior and meaning. Not a single case of hostility, intimidation, or even discrimination. Well, you may argue that it can't be all that hunky-dory and fairy tale. There has to be at least one incident that was untoward. To be honest, I can't help but count my blessings. I must admit that on this drive, there always has been a hand of God, divine or supreme, that you believe in. Even our car never failed us. Can you believe that on this drive of 330 days, 74,000 kilometers, etc., not a single flat tire in the entire journey? Yes, we did have one break-in incident, and not in the countries that family and friends warn you about, but in West Europe. Our car's windshield was broken in. किसी ने पीछे से कांच तोड़ दिया. And we were burgled of 6 bags, laptops, storage devices, cash in hand, clothes, and some other personal effects. All of them gone. At that moment, we thought like a fatalist. We thought that this was the end of our world drive. And honestly, we had almost decided to abort the drive. Sometimes what may seem insurmountable at that moment may become your life's greatest blessings. Enter a lady, Rupa Kodachuwad from Piacenza. She shelters all of us while we waited for the windshield to arrive from India. Windshield took 8 days to arrive and get cleared by Italian customs. And meanwhile, what did we do? We invade Rupa's privacy, dominate her bathrooms, annex her living room, mess with her laptop, spread ourselves thin in every corner of her house. And she, in turn, gives us comfort and rest that compensated for cumulative arrears of last 6 months of driving. Sari thakan wahan pe nikal di. She showed us Italy that is not documented, frequented, or touristed. Some people are born to be great. The other are determined to be. Whichever way, hope and humanity are borderless. Rupa then took us to a village where average age is 90. We went to this non-agrarian couple living in Tuscany. I could get this word correct, non-agrarian. Yeah. So we went to this non-agrarian couple living in Tuscany. And to my joy, they were full of life. They had their hands full. Remember, they have seen 2 pandemics and 1 world war. This man, Roberto, at 90, and his wife, 91, were redoing their house, restoring the town's church door, fixing a gramophone, taking stills on their old Leica camera, learning to use Facebook. The list is endless. What Roberto said still speaks to me. There is no difference between 9 or 90. You will always wake up as long as you hope to see the next day. Now that's a profound statement. And allow me to take a slight detour here. Let me make this statement relevant to the current scenario as we were discussing about COVID at the beginning of this session. COVID threat is looming large over our heads. Threat to life, threat to livelihood. We have shortage of beds, meds, and everything else. People affected aren't just numb numbers anymore, but are real faces now. Everyone in this meet, including me, has closely seen pandemic one way or the other. Personally, I've lost my father-in-law to COVID. There is an all-pervasive despair. Dire is the fear of virus more than the virus itself. How do people survive such a crisis? Viktor Frankl, an Austrian neurologist, logotherapist, a Holocaust survivor, whose foundation I visited in Vienna, says, purpose is the biggest motivation to life. I can corroborate this by an example. Example of Guadalupe Alejandre from Mexico, winner of highest civilian award in Mexico country, humanitarian award from UN, etc. She has survived 4 deaths in her family to cancer, father, brother, husband, and a young son, leaving her to think that she had no reason to live. And then an epiphany. ये घड़ी डर से मरने का है या अवसर ढूंढने का? She felt that she can provide support and solace to any mother whose child is fighting cancer. She then starts a center to provide comfort to cancer-fighting children. The woman who had almost taken her life now breathes life in cancer-affected children. By her own admission, she says, my purpose has given me life and a routine, and Ram is in routine. Coming back to the World Drive. Account of my World Drive would be incomplete if I do not mention role of organizations. Epitome of hope and humanity are these organizations and associations like your BIA. In my case, it was Rotary International. I am indebted by Rotary worldwide for extending all the courtesies, help, guidance, and fellowship, more than I could have ever asked. There are a lot of memories of Rotarians on this drive, but one incident remains vivid in my mind and close to my heart. Central America, 4 countries in Central America, El Salvador, Honduras, and Nicaragua, Costa Rica. So Nicaragua is Nicaragua, but I'm going to stick to Nicaragua. El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica have laws that do not permit right-hand car on their streets. That means an Indian car cannot drive on their roads. Well, the laws in that part of the world are always dynamic and are subject to change without prior notice. As usual, I was lucky. I drove through all these countries with a proper custom permit without anybody stopping me. And then one fateful evening, when I entered Costa Rica from Nicaragua, immigration cleared, customs cleared, and drove in about 100 kilometers to be stopped by a local traffic policeman. Here is where my luck failed. I was now asked to return to the border because of the right-hand car I had. So I drove back to Nicaragua, explained to Nicaragua authorities why I had to return, etc. Nicaragua and Costa Rica do not share very good relations. An exacting, demanding, poor neighbor versus an insulting rich neighbor. Just because Costa Rica had asked us to return, it was now Nicaragua's turn to deny us entry. Despite the fact that I had already driven in Nicaragua, I showed them the entries and the permits, but they wouldn't relent. So our car was now in no man's land between Nicaragua and Costa Rica without a clear fate. See, that's the border, and the car was parked between the two border gates. I was running a risk of car getting impounded, risk of even getting arrested because I had driven an illegal car in Nicaragua. Divine intervenes, and help arrives in the form of 77-year-old Rotarian Paco, who rushes to the border town on just one phone call. He tries first to request the custom authorities to let me drive back into Nicaragua, which of course they refuse. Failing which, he then tries to take permissions to ship the car out of Nicaragua straight to Panama. He helps me file papers to get custom clearances, to organize transport, and what have you. All this through the holidays. He was running pillar to post from Managua, the capital, to the border town. He did all this purely by goodness of his heart, without any reason or compulsion. The entire Rotary Club of Managua got involved and got me, a stranger who was on the wrong side of the law in their own country, out of this uncertainty. Their help was akin to saving a life, especially because Nicaragua does not have an Indian embassy or a consulate. In fact, I called the Indian embassy in Panama and they said, you need to figure out how do you get out of this situation. My gratitudes to organizations who come forward for their fraternity. Talking about Indian embassies, let me credit them on the role they play to create the Indian outreach. Now, I'm not an overtly chest-thumping nationalist person. On this drive, however, I have come to realize and I'm impressed about the Indian outreach, particularly three soft powers of India: yoga, Bollywood, and Ayurveda. Yoga is now a universal religion. People in Central Asia or South America could hum Bollywood songs, of course, without knowing the meaning of them, but they could still hum Bollywood songs. So much so that traffic policemen in Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan would let me off the hook for traffic violations after I sang songs to them. So was the case in Peru and Uruguay. Raj Kapoor, Mithun Chakravarti, and Shah Rukh Khan always worked. People in Argentina and Chile, far flung from India, are well informed about Ayurveda. An Ecuadorian government official took pride in saying that he had a Bajaj bike. High point, however, was at Dunkirk, where a French host, as French as one can get, wanted to wish us luck for the rest of the journey. Now, Dunkirk is a small town at the border of England and France, significant because of the Second World War, as you might already know. People there are not exposed to direct migration or multiculturalism. The host could have just said, all the best guys, so long and take care. But this gentleman, I will soon play you this video, went to the kitchen, got a glass filled with water, took circles around the car while sprinkling the water over the car. He precisely knew how to wish in Indian style. More than that, he knew how to wish a person well. Every time I see him, I get a smile. I am thankful that
हेलो
yeah,
हेलो
yes,
हाँ बोलो सलीम भाई
all right. I am
Gaurav,
thankful.
can you go on mute, please?
All right, I'll resume now. I am thankful that we made some good decisions back then by making this drive people centric. To meet and interview people who bring change in society, people who influence the society by their body of work, or people who bring progress to our lives. To name a few, Cynthia Muang, a refugee from Myanmar, living in the border town of Thailand, a Magsaysay awardee. She aids 4,000 free childbirths every year. As we talk here, a child is taking birth there, at least 10 per day. Speaking about resilience, she is certainly a textbook case. Norbert Kunz from Germany has incubated, handheld, and accelerated 5,000 startups in this lifetime. He's just 55 now. At least 1,000 of them socially relevant. Give hopes to hundreds of aspirants who are struggling to take their careers off. Akira from Siem Reap, Cambodia, a man who single-handedly, rather barehandedly unearthed and diffused more than 50,000 landmines and equal number of UXOs, that is unexploded ordinances. If you see at the extreme right, these are all landmines which he has diffused himself. He is a decorated hero. Abel Cruz in Peru, he's one of my favorites. Harvests dew to collect water and supply that water to water-starved neighborhoods. Simple idea, simple structure, great benefit. I can go on and on and on and on. These personalities are Magsaysay awardees, Nobel nominees, Skoll and Schwab awardees, or Ashoka fellows. And all said and done, I am not backed by BBC or CNN. For that matter, not backed by a single media house. Neither am I a celebrity or a YouTube darling. Question always was, why would anybody, diplomats or the influencers, meet me? Now, some of them met me because they were amused by the fact that I was driving from India to meet them, but most met because they have a kind heart. They are accessible, available, accommodating, and were ready to give the audience I wanted. They have become what they practice, a lesson in humanity. Jeremy Sher, a homeopathy doctor practicing in Tanzania, working with HIV positive patients, said that success of this drive would be if I am able to find the pattern, if I am able to connect the dots in all the great personalities that I met. To give you a rough sketch of that pattern would be to tell you that these great personalities are no different than we are. They may not be the most brilliant people you might have met, and certainly not most connected and networked to political and business echelons. The common denominator I found in all these personalities is that they have, on daily basis, worked through their working lives, like following a daily routine. As said, Ram is in routine, or picking up a everyday chore, or simply showing up to meet a given day's challenge. Sum total of all those days have resulted into where they are today. They epitomize hope and resilience. Finally, my takeaways. You really have to be ill-fated and unfortunate to find a wrong person in the world. There aren't any. I am not telling you because it sounds very cool, but because of my own experiences. People have strong cultural and social reasons to do what they are doing. Being judgmental about their clothes, food, the language they speak, or their concerns is blocking your access to a new world. And third, I'm quoting a rapper from Macedonia here, Slat Karistika, a rapper who raps to overcome his stammer. He stammers so bad that he has to beat his chin to get his words correct. A rapper who started with a very, very humble and modest beginning, now lives in the most affluent area of Skopje, married to the most beautiful woman in the country, Miss Macedonia. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, you don't pick the game picks you, and the game tests you for your resilience. I'm fortunate that this drive picked me, and I could find a Sophia, a Rupa, and many of those great influences, all hopeful and resilient. Thank you. I am going to stop sharing the screen here. Just a moment. There we are. Thank you so much, guys, for your time.
Thank you, Praveen. Really, really interesting talk. So, guys, if you have any questions, we can put them in the chat box and we can read them out to Praveen. Praveen, how long did it take for you to plan this whole journey? In terms of you were out traveling 330 days, I believe, straight out.
Yes.
So, what kind of planning went into this? If you could throw some light.
It took me about 8 months. So toying the idea to getting into in action, maybe about 10 years. But actual planning took me 8 months, Ashish. So your visas, visa for the car itself, and the other papers, all those are very easy, actually. So you need to make a checklist and check your boxes as you go along. But what was difficult is to find these people whom I had to meet and interview, and they are all great personalities. So first, and then to get access to them, to find their numbers, to find their emails, and then convince them to meet me. Ashish, मुझे अमिताभ बच्चन का नंबर देना. मतलब ये वैसा बात है कि in all those countries they are equivalent to Amitabh Bachchan. It was very difficult to get access to them in first place. So that took me a long time, and that is why 8 months.
There is also a very interesting question in the chat box, Praveen. Someone asked, how do you manage to get permission from your wife?
That was daunting, actually. तो मुझे जो 10 साल लगे from toying the idea to actually implementing, उस दौरान मैंने permission ले लिया और फिर 8 महीना मैंने plan किया और 1 साल गाड़ी चलाई.
Interesting. Hetal actually is a very sweet person. His wife Hetal is a very sweet person. I don't think she would have obstructed him. She would have been
nobody
getting rid of him from home.
Obstruct. Nobody ever thinks like that, Ashish. मुझे भी Everest चढ़ना है, and more than the Everest, मेरी बीवी को मनाना भारी है. So Everest will take 18 months maybe to plan, but बीवी को पता नहीं कब मना पाऊंगा.
Praveen, did you go alone or someone was there as a companion with you?
So we started 2 from here, Jaipal sir, and a friend of mine who is photographer, doctor turned photographer. He was with me, but for some reasons he had to come back from London. And then after that, some people joined me in between. Some friends called up and said, "कि ये country में मैं आऊँगा, वो country में मैं आऊँगा," etc., etc. So for most, there was somebody, but for some bit, I was solo. Yeah.
But you drove yourself the whole journey?
Yeah. I drove myself the whole journey. Oh, sir, मैं वैसा हूँ जो मेरा बैट किसी को देता नहीं हूँ, मेरा पेंसिल किसी को देता नहीं हूँ, मेरी गाड़ी किसी को देता नहीं हूँ.
Amazing, amazing. Really, kudos, and really, I mean, this is something unheard of, and you have broken all records. Believe
No, I
me.
wouldn't say that actually. I've broken all records. If you say
Yeah, of course. The willpower you have, first of all, to, such a magnanimous, journey that you had planned. And as you say, it took you so many years and then 8 months to finalize. Just hats off to you, boss. And today you are a true inspirational speaker in our BIA. And whoever has brought you, Ashish, thank you very much. This has opened floodgates for all our minds, that it is all in the mind. And today we have to open up our minds to do something like this. Salam to you, sir.
Thank you.
Praveen, this is Neeraj here. Did you meet
Hi, Neeraj.
anybody from Father Ignace along the road?
Oh, yeah. You are from Father Ignace?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Neeraj. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing, dear?
Very nice.
A year junior to you from Father Ignace. If you see me, you'll recognize me.
Very nice. So Neeraj, a friend of mine, Jeevan, joined me for 3 countries from Father Ignaz, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Uzbekistan, and he wanted
Wow.
only those countries for some reason. Incidentally, my wife joined me for Europe, and she cherry picked the countries. She thought that these countries, जो स्थान वाली countries, are as dangerous as Afghanistan, Pakistan, but ऐसा है नहीं. I mean, this is stereotype we carry, and yeah, this is a false impression we carry about these countries, but they are amazing countries actually. All these Central Asian countries. In fact, I told my wife, she thought that I would stray in Europe, and I told her the chances of me straying are in Latin America, and she could have come there, but no. Yeah.
You hardly have any choice when it comes to them, right?
Yeah.
But great knowing your story. And are you planning to do it again? I'm sure many people want to ask you this question.
यार, are you planning to do it again? मतलब ये ऐसा वाला बात है कि भाई एवरेस्ट वापस चढ़ना है क्या? मतलब वापस शादी करनी है क्या? मतलब it's a long run process actually, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
But hats off to you, yeah. Congratulations.
Thanks, Neeraj. Thanks so much.
Make Father Ignaz proud, yeah.
Thanks so much.
So there was also a question as to which car you drove, and if not too inconvenient, what did it cost you? What did this entire journey cost you?
Nothing is inconvenient. Ashish, ask me anything under the sun.
So there were these 2 questions in the chat box, which I thought I should.
Yeah, so when I started planning for the World Tour, I thought of a card.
Can I ask everyone to go on mute, please?
You ask everyone to unmute, please. Unmute.
Can I ask everyone to go on mute, please?
Yeah, so when I planned for this trip, I was deliberating several cars, Ashish, and one of them was Discovery. And I'd almost finalized it. And of course, when I had planned, I thought I had a brilliant idea. I wrote to about 500 people asking for sponsorship, right? And yes, quite a few people replied, including Ratan Tata. But he said that it's a great idea, but I can't give you my name and money because it is not matching the personality of what we do. So somehow I had to go on my own and fund the entire trip on my own. But Discovery was to subsidize the car. But then I met a friend called Tejas Kothari, who is an off-roader, official off-roader of Fortuner, of Toyota. And he said that when they shoot for Discovery, they actually drive Toyota, I mean Fortuner, and then at the end, they show the logo of Discovery. And Discovery बहुत लाडला गाड़ी है, कहीं बिगड़ गया तो बिगड़ गया. Plus, Toyota has a huge footprint everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world, you will find a Toyota showroom and the garage and the workshop. So then we zeroed down to Fortuner. And again, I pitched to Toyota that you must give me the car at subsidized rate, or you must sponsor this, etc. And Toyota did give me an audience, and they subsidized the car for me. So it was Fortuner then. And total budget, Ashish, of this drive was 1 CR. That is including the cost of the car. So including the cost of the car and everything else, from pin to piano, from point A to back to point A is 1 CR.
How could you manage all the visas of all the countries, especially not knowing which country you'll be reaching when?
Yeah, so yeah, but you know what? That is least of your problem when you plan a trip like this. So as I told you earlier, that you need to make a list and then check those boxes as you go along the list. So visa mein aisa hai, we have 60 countries, right? So the long-term visas and the major countries like UK, US, and Shenzhen go first, right? And they are valid for 2 years and 3 years and 5 years, whatever you require. And then come the visas for those countries which you will reach first. Let's say the Myanmar, Thailand, and all the Southeast Asian countries go. There are some visas which do not. There are some countries which do not give you visas 15 days before arrival. So you need to plan accordingly. But those countries give you the liberty of taking visas in the neighboring country. There are some countries which say that you must apply visa just 2 months before arrival, but you can do online. There are some countries which you must take double entry visa just in case you do not get entry into a neighboring country. Then you must go back to that country. So all that planning actually. So when you plan for a road trip like this, you are very ambitious, right? You think that you can do 100 countries. But when you actually put this on paper and plot your chart, right, and do your roadmap, then you realize that yeah, ये 100 country के लिए 2 साल लग जाएगा. And somewhere you have to draw a line, and that line is, let's say, 1 year. So within 1 year, I could do only 60 countries. And to be honest, I did only 59, not even 60, because of my windshield. I had to miss 2 countries, Portugal and Spain. So it was 59 countries only. So वीजाज ऐसा लगता बहुत daunting है कि वीजाज कैसे मिलेगा, ये कार के वीजा कैसे मिलेगा, and the how will you get road permissions, but frankly when you go along they are very easy to be done.
Are you aware of those 4 Gujaratis who did a world tour on a cycle? 70,000
cycle?
kilometers on cycle, 1920, 70,000 kilometers on cycle.
I am aware of one Mr. Arun Pal from Bengal who has done from Calcutta to Colombia, and he stayed back in Colombia, and he has done that in 1970, and there are books written on him actually in Bengali. So I met him in Colombia. Then I'm aware of one person who is doing world tour on cycle as we speak. He's cycling. He's in Sudan now. He's called Cycle Baba. I'm not aware of these 4 Gujaratis who've done world tour in 1920.
Sir, I'll put a link on the chat.
Sure.
So Praveen, now that the drive is done and you're not going to do it again, what is your next? What's the next thing that's on your agenda? Because obviously you are not the kind who's going to sit back and say this is it.
So on physical level, Ashish intend to climb Everest, or at least intend to run with you 42 kilometers on a physical level. On personal level, improve my relations with my wife and spend more time and save my marriage. On intellectual level, to make sense of everything that I've done last year and all those people I've met, to speak to as many people and showcase them wherever I can. On spiritual level, maybe plant 100,000 trees. This is what I intend to do.
Tell a little more about this 100,000 trees. You had brought it up a little earlier also. It seems really interesting.
Yeah, so I plan to plant 100,000 trees, and there are 3 trajectories as I am studying this. So one trajectory is to convert agricultural land into horticultural land, which Mr. Mayank Gandhi is doing here. And there's one Mr. Raj Mohan in Kolkata who is doing this. So they are converting agricultural land. They go to the farmers and say that per acre income is less on agriculture, and you need to grow horticultural, that is fruit trees, fruit bearing trees, orchards, and your income grows. So it's about rural poverty alleviation and rural income upliftment. The other trajectory is to afforest. So, there was 17 million hectares of forest land in tropics, right? Of which only 7 million hectares are now remaining forest. 10 million hectares are denuded. I'm sorry about this. Are denuded or deforested, out of which 25% is on agriculture. So there's so much of land available still which you can afforest. So this is one trajectory of afforesting. And third is like my friend in Panama who is doing. So what he does is that he manages 1 billion worth of forest assets. He manages that for HNIs. Whatever way he is doing, he's still growing plants. So all these things will eventually mean that they are growing plants. The reason, the purposes are different. The economics are different.
Fantastic. Really interesting stuff.
Neville bhai, you had a question, I believe.
Yeah, Praveen bhai, if we want to have a similar drive, trip, but for shorter period, say around 2 months, what route do you recommend? Where do we start from, and what is the area which you feel we should do it? Because we can't go for a year, but suppose say 2 months or something like that.
2 months, if you want to drive from Bombay to London, 11 countries only, you need to drive as crow flies, 11 countries only. You can do that in 45 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that is the best of the route? Like, will enjoy?
Or you could go to Southeast and go all the way up to Singapore.
Okay.
All the routes are good. So here you will have experience from Bombay to London. You have experience of China, of Central Asia, of Russia, a bit of Europe, and London.
Wow.
Yeah.
Super. Thanks.
Praveen, I have one question for you. Hello?
Yeah, sure. Srinivas.
So, you had so many meetings or so many people you met.
Yeah.
So probably naturally you would have scheduled the meeting with them on a particular day, particular time.
Yeah.
So was there any incidents where some meetings got cancelled?
Of course. So let's say, Srinivas, you are a prime minister of this country and I tell you in April that I will come and meet you in November, chances are that you will forget.
Yeah.
Right? Chances are that you will have something else more important and of more important priority that you want to do. So yes, you will cancel that meeting off. So there were some meetings which we had to fix on the fly. And then some meetings we had to always be in touch with them and stating that, all right, we are here, we are coming, we are here, we are coming, etc., etc.
So which also meant that other meetings also should get rescheduled.
नहीं ऐसा नहीं है यार. So कैसा है ना कि let's say we were in Europe and that time it was summer time, for most of them were on holidays, but even then, as I told you, that those are really nice people, they are really great people, right? They're really kind at heart, irrespective of the fact that they were vacationing somewhere, they were on island somewhere, they still called us over there. So not all meetings had to be rescheduled or cancelled. Some of them did cancel, some of them we had to reschedule, some of them we had to redo it again on the fly. All these things happen. So in every country we had 5 options. 2 of them were confirmed. In fact, I'll tell you what, Myanmar was one country where we did not have any person to meet. So there's a gentleman called Chotu, who is like the Bachchan of that country. He is a great actor over there, superstar. तो उनको तो हमने ग्रेट कैश किया, वहां पे उनके घर पे पहुंच गए कि भाई हम लोग आए इंडिया से, हमको आपको मिलना है, हम आपको मेल कर रहे हैं, आप लोग जवाब नहीं दे रहे, आपके सेक्रेटरी आपको जवाब नहीं दे रहे, आई मीन दिस इज नॉट द वे, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. एंड ही वेरी कैजुअली सेड, ठीक है करो मीटिंग, आप क्या करना है बोलिए. बोला अभी तो हमको मीटिंग नहीं करना, अभी तो हम किसी और के पास में जा रहे हैं, अभी हमको इंडियन एम्बेसी ने बुलाया, तो हम आपके पास में कल आएंगे और कल आपसे मीटिंग करेंगे. एंड ही सेड ओके, इवन दैट वाज ओके. तो उसके बाद में तो छाती खुल गया कि हम किसी को भी मिल सकते हैं, किसी भी घर पे जा सकते हैं, किसी के ऑफिस में जा सकते हैं, गेट क्रैश कर सकते हैं, एंड वी विल गेट टू मीट दैट पर्सन. So more than that person, the staff around that person, they block actually your meeting. They block your access. Otherwise, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Raveen, can I ask you one more thing? That
Yeah.
your whole journey was on land or part by sea and part by air?
Sir, बीच में एक अटलांटिक आता है between UK and US. There you can't drive. So वहाँ पे गाड़ी को हमने ship में डाला, and we had to fly from UK to US.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the only air journey.
Yeah, that was the only air journey. There was no other air journey.
Wow.
There's another shipment to be done from Panama to Cartagena. Now Panama to Cartagena, Colombia और Panama एक ही country थे पहले. बाद में US ने separate कर दिया politically, but geographically there is a small piece of swamp in between. Only 90 nautical miles, and there is no road connectivity. वहाँ पे भी गाड़ी शिफ्ट करना पड़ता है.
Achha.
Yeah.
Daring boss.
Mr. Praveen, I have one question.
Yeah.
It was really a motivating speech. Excellent, too good. One thing I would like to ask, is there a single license for the entire country, or are there any special rules for that one?
Single driving license, you mean to say, right? Yeah, this license works almost everywhere. Even if I had taken the international license, frankly, nobody asked for it. They all need to see a smart card with a chip attached to it, and they're fine. Except for countries like Myanmar, China, and Vietnam, which provide their own licenses. You need to apply for their own licenses, their own number plates, which you need to pre-apply. Other than these 3 countries, everywhere else, your Plastica license works.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So,
Praveen
hi
bhai.
Praveen.
Yeah.
Hi, Swapnil here.
Yeah.
So I have in fact actually 2 questions which are arising in my mind. One is, in the midst of your journey, were there a phase where you felt like, I should give it up, or some kind of a challenging situation? What did you talk to yourself at that particular moment? Number
Sir,
one.
ऐसा ना कि
Number 2, knowing you are a businessman as well, how did you manage your entire business for I think this is 1 year, entire 1 year?
Yeah, 1 year.
Yeah.
1 year and 8 months, practically 2 years actually.
2 years.
Yeah. So Swapnil, आपके group में there are a lot of marathoners. Hemant and Ashish, I know. So initially when you start running, the first 4 kilometers are the toughest. And then your body finds rhythm, pace, and everything else to run, right? For whatever kilometers you want to run. Similarly, on the world ride, first 15 days were the toughest, where you think of, let's call this off. किसको पता नहीं यार, क्यों करना है ये सब, छोड़ना. Let's go home back. And उस समय ना suddenly a lot of problems erupt at your home front and office. These problems were non-existing when you were here, right? And suddenly they become amplified when you're out of, and because you know that you're driving for an year or so. So these problems can amplify and the magnitude can become bigger and bigger. So after first 15 days, you normally relax, right? Things settle down, things calm down, and then you continue to drive. So you take a day as it comes, as simple as that. So every day is like a regular day. There's a 16 hours of working, 8 hours of driving, or reading about people, or trying to meet people, etc., and work out. So you're never off the grid, right? You're never out of gear. It's like a regular routine day for you. And then incidentally, the connectivity is so good. ये अगर 3 साल पहले करता तो शायद इतना efficiently नहीं होता. अभी तो everywhere you are connected. Your telephony is so good that you really don't miss on anything. And about office, yes, there are some customers who deal with you because of your physical presence here. Despite the fact you tell them, look, everything will be in place, everything will be as efficiently as it was always, as it always was. But they would say कि यार मैं आपको देख के धंधा करता हूँ. If that was the case, आपके आप भी अगर करते, तो फिर आपकी जरूरत ही क्या है? So yes, you will have to take a hit of about 25 to 30% in your business, but that is a trade-off for you, what you want to do. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Praveen bhai, thank you very much for your very inspiring speech and your experience, your journey. Most of us here at BIA are travel bugs, but looking at your journey, I think we have not yet started off. But you have definitely inspired most of us here. And in the coming year, I am hopeful that at least 5 to 10 of us would think of going for such a good long journey. And I'd like to invite Hitesh bhai to propose a vote of thanks to you, sir.
Sir, it's very, very doable. Trust me, it's very, very doable. As Ashish mentioned earlier, I am a regular man, as regular can be. So, कोई भी कर सकता है.
बस वो हिम्मत नहीं होती है छोड़ के जाने की. वो जो चाहिए एक कि हो जाएगा पीछे वांदा नहीं है, वो वाला प्रॉब्लम है.
So, in my case, luckily the stars were stacked and aligned in my favor. मेरी बीवी ने हाँ बोल दिया. And my dad is around, right? And dad never asked a word, never said anything. I mean, nobody of them dissuaded, except for filling me with those standard practices of safety and security and this and that and the other. Nothing else. Yeah.
Lovely. Hitesh bhai?
Praveen bhai, I'm
Yes.
honored to deliver this vote of thanks today. What a person.
Yeah.
We are really honored to meet you today. At least on a Zoom call, we could meet you today. And what a motivating talk it was, honestly. And what a positivity as well. I'm sure everybody is charged up. As Sanjay bhai is also saying, that we'll definitely look forward for such adventures. And now we see that it's possible. And of course, you have given new meanings to the word hope, to the word just. You've really added a new meaning to that. And definitely it goes a very long way. And what I cannot summarize in such a short speech, but of course it was so many things you have said. I could see that you have shared your experience with Miss Rupa in Italy when your car had broken down.
Yes.
So I could really understand that God is there and He will definitely send you help when you need it. So it can be in any form. And for you, it was in the form of Miss Rupa. So who gave you shelter and everything. So that was really unexpected, and I'm sure that was the experience what you had.
Correct.
And it was a very good thing what you said, that never be judgmental.
Yeah.
So it's a very good thing we should learn, that never to be judgmental when we go on an international trip like this. As you said, not by their culture, not by their dressing, not by their looks, everything. So it's a very big thing to understand, not to be judgmental.
Correct.
And the biggest thing is you said is it's possible. It can be done. Somebody had to do it, and you did it. It was a very big thing. So once again, thank you on behalf of Bombay Industries Association, BIA, and it was wonderful to see you. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Praveen. Thank you so much.
Thank you all of you guys. And with about just, उसका हिंदी रूपांतर बहुत अच्छा है. यूं ही कोई चीज अपने को नहीं समझ में आता कि अपन ने क्यों किया, तो just यूं ही कर दिया.
यूं ही. Wow. Lovely. Lovely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Gear पे रहेगी.
Really inspiring.
आशीष, तेरा ग्लास का आवाज आ रहा था while you were talking.
No, not as yet. I'm quarantined at home, so no.
वो दवाई का ग्लास है.
Must be someone else. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
कोरोना की दवाई थी, कोरोना की दवाई.
Catch up once again sometime in physical life, sir.
Yes, we should. We
Absolutely.
should.
Yeah.
We must. We must
We'll
organize.
look
something.
forward to. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. So, Sanjay bhai, are we continuing our meeting or? Sanjay bhai,
What's next on the agenda, guys? Brilliant.
Neville bhai.
चलो, I think that's all. संजय भाई तो निकल गए यार.
हाँ, actually संजय भाई निकल गए.
Hello guys, thank you so much.
Extended-
Thank you everyone.
As an extended agenda.
Good to catch up with you all. And hopefully we will be meeting physically in a month's time.
Next month.
Yeah, correct.
Thank you.
So guys, thank you very much. So we
Take care,
close
take care,
today's
everybody.
meeting as
Take
well.
care,
Bye bye.
stay safe.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.